this is Goldar, and you're listening to Toku's Secrets Podcast. Don't tune us out, tune us in.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here, Rangerstop and Pop. This is amazing to have the entire cast of Power Rangers Mystic Force here. Come on up, my friends. It's good to see you. It's all part of Xander. Richie, welcome. Oh, ladies first. Oh, yeah. Pretty one. Come on up, Richie. Good to see you, my good friend. Welcome. Come on up and relax. Antonia, welcome. You're so wonderful. Every time I see you, you're radiating amazing. Thanks for being cool. Awesome. Well, come on in, relax, sit down. I'll grab my cell phone out of the middle of the pile here. And let's see, we're waiting on... No, I'm just taking the cell phone that I left there from the last game. No, buddy. No, I'm going to be on the bottom because there's so many of you. So, that's not terrible.
Hey, what type of kid is this? It's a kids show.
It is kids. There's kids in the audience.
Yeah,
you gotta remember the kids.
Y'all did not.
It's all about the kids.
Firass, somebody said you left this somewhere. I don't know. The Red Ranger's back in action. Very, very cool. Well, welcome, guys. Now, where are the others? That's a good question, but they're going to hear soon. The name of the panel room is called the Dogwood Panel Room. We're on level M1. So, Dogwood Panel Room, level M1. Awesome. Very cool. Now, you guys, there are some words on the table in front of you, and this is kind of silly, I know, but throughout the stories we tell today, we are going to see if you can incorporate any one of those words into those stories to see if the audience knows which word it was.
Like any of them, or
any of them?
Just one?
Pick any one of them because I didn't plan.
So we all pick one.
Yeah.
And make sure it's the same word.
Exactly. Yeah, no, all of you pick.
Pick our own.
All right. Yeah.
And every time we speak.
Not every time. Well, actually, that's a little easier. So use it at least twice.
It's one word per person.
Yeah, that's right. And then use that word 2 or 3 times throughout your thing, and that'll be perfect. So that's it. We got a new microphone right here, new batteries that is, so you guys can have that one. Can I adjust this light? I suppose so. You don't want to be like shined in the face like that, because that looked terrible. Let me just point it not in your face. Can you see?
Yeah, that's
okay. And there you go. A little bit there. Okay, cool. I did look right into it, so I can't see anything at the moment, but that's okay. Come on in, welcome. I like the capes. Capes. All right, I'm just not going to stand in front of that. Okay. Ooh, I know. I can't even see. There's like a big blob that's across his face down there. All right. Well, while we wait for the others to come on in, welcome to all of you. It's very, very good to see you. Yeah. A couple of the ladies are still on the way, I think. Yeah. But we can get started for just a minute and say hi to everybody. Welcome to, how many of you, this is a silly question perhaps, how many of you live in the United States? No. 0. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Put your hands on it.
No, okay. Yeah, how many of you guys? Yeah, that's it. Ah, man. As we wait for the ladies to get here, I want to say thanks for coming over. It's a long journey, I know. And that's why it's so rare to have the entire cast of this show together. And it's a lot of fun, and it's pretty special, I think. And I want to start with you, though, Antonia, because as much of an amazing show as this is, it wasn't your first step into the Power Rangers world, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Would you mind telling them about your Power Rangers journey from beginning to Mystic Force?
Yes, absolutely. So, between 2003, I got an audition for Krista in Dino Thunder, and and those girls. Thanks very much. And that was really fun because I had actually just been working with James Napier and Tom Hearn on a TV show for the previous 5 years.
Yeah, excellent. We're almost all here. That's good. I love it. It's so close. We have almost the entire team together. And Nick will be here soon. I know it's been a long time. He was on the show too. Nick Sampson. He was the yellow one. There were 5 or 6.
Can we invite one more person up?
You were the one. You know what? I think we actually should probably.
There's a very special
The
person.
panel's not really ready yet, and without this person. And it's not Nick Sampson, of course, but he's always a great guy. Yeah.
Well,
No,
without this
no.
person, we wouldn't be here, would we?
No. Oh,
At all.
no,
Ladies
sorry.
I was going to say, yeah, we're waiting for Nick, but the kind of the reason that we're all here, which is amazing, like all together, this is a proper reunion. We haven't seen each other in 15 years.
Sisters back together.
And I got the call up, and I was like, they said to me, every other Power Ranger from your year is coming. You've got to come. You can't be missing. Yeah, and there's kind of one person that we can all thank. Really, can't we?
Yeah.
So, Javier, we'd love you to come up here and take us.
You may not understand, and it's okay if you don't. He is the reason they're all here, and many of your other favorite guests that you can never seem to track down because they're from all the way in New Zealand or Australia or someplace exotically amazing. And Javier has, for years now, brought this convention to life. And I'm not afraid to say financially. And you can actually do the whole thing, but I'm here with you. If you need me, you don't. But here you go. If you want it.
Go for it.
Yes.
As long as I can get a picture with everybody at the end, you can do it. For real though, I'm here. Yeah.
So yeah,
It's emotional and it should be.
This is an amazing experience to see this.
A little bit higher.
Practically full.
Yeah.
There's so many people here. I didn't realize there was this many Mystic Force fans. As much a fan as I am.
It's truly my favorite season.
It's time with our
So you saved my
I absolutely love these guys. This was a season that was very dear to my heart. Just different from anything else. The magic, the characters, the sisterhood. Claire, how silly she is. Having Claire here is simply amazing. I shouldn't say Claire, Antonia. But I've been wanting to meet her for so long, and she was one of the last people besides Mel that I need to meet. So I think this is just an epic finale to meeting everyone from Mystic Wars.
Where does the chicken come from and how do I get it?
So, with the celebration, I know a lot of people are saying like the 20th anniversary is until next year, but the 20th anniversary of when they met is this year. So filming is always done the year prior. So this is actually means more to them, even though it means a lot to us. It means more to them because this is 20 years from the year that they actually filmed in their series. So they wrapped up filming in New Zealand together. I am so happy that a lot of them are able to keep in touch now and reestablish touch. Because like, these guys are amazing. Like even meeting them, I can't say enough words about them. They're all like family to me. Firass, goofy spirit. I love that man. Like,
I love you too, man. I love you too, Javier. I love you too, man.
And John is like the father figure. And then told me in 2019, when I first helped bring some of the Mystic Force team over, that he would always be a father figure to me, no matter what.
Sorry, Javier.
No, it's okay. You deserve to be.
So 2019 was my first Rangerstop event, and I would, after performing the character 20 years.
Thank you.
I think when I come, from my perspective as an actor and as a past ranger, when I come to events like this, it reminds me what I'm part of. And a lot of us, Power Rangers was our glorious time, the most glorious time for our careers. And when I come to this thing here, I'm reminded 20 years ago I had a dream to become a successful actor, to make a career and a living out of it. And now that I'm here with my peers from 20 years ago, I am proud to be a ranger, because once a ranger,
Always a ranger!
So what are we doing?
Question one.
Please!
Steven, why don't you start with your question? So start with your questions first.
Oh, well, we'll do everybody's questions. Put your hands on. We'll be good. To talk to everybody, but I do have a few that will perhaps steer the conversation first, if you don't mind. This is all well and good. Like he said, it's been 20 years since you came together as a Ranger family, basically. But that was the Disney filming out in New Zealand, right? Village Roadshow. Did you all live together? What was the situation like coming together in a new place, perhaps, or you're from various spots?
Yeah.
Living in the Ranger house, let's call it.
Actually, Nick and I live together. Yeah. In little house.
Did we find it?
Yeah, Mel was there first. Yeah, so we kind of
when did you guys live together?
We moved around a bit.
we moved around a bit actually. I think really it was only Richie who was kind of the Lone Ranger. Who didn't.
Yeah.
My agent, for some reason, told me to live with this person, a music producer in New Zealand. He's like, here, there's a room at this house, and his name was Paul, and he was on Idol. New Zealand Idol, yeah. And that was very interesting. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Is it a
just
safe house?
You
this is
know
interesting.
what's funny? Because we were all like in the hotel. We were when we first arrived in New
Oh.
Zealand, and we all met each other.
Oh, you were?
No,
We
I
all
had no
got put up
idea
in a
that was the way it
hotel.
was going to happen. My agent just
Except like we were like, where are you going, Reggie? Like
Yeah, it's a
someone's
bit
back room. And we no, but we all first of all we all lived at like remember we were at the Seagull?
Yeah.
And we were all put up there.
Sable, yes.
Yeah. And then we moved around a bit as we started filming and we're like actually we want to move out of our hotel.
Yeah.
But we definitely I wish there was a big Ranger house. That would have been fun. But we certainly spent a lot of time socializing together. Probably a little too much time socializing with each other. But we were getting to know each other. And I think that was really important. So the chemistry on screen was real, you know, because we really clicked straight away.
Very, very cool. Not too shabby at all. Very cool. Now, for us, I want to go to you. A lot of times the show, and this season, no exception really, centers around a pretty big story about the Red Ranger. And yours being what it was a pretty fun take on that. And I don't know if you knew the whole story from the beginning or not, but as you came to terms with it, how did you put into Nick finding out his character's legacy and so on, like once the more developed about the character?
Well, when I first was cast in the show, I was a young kind of aspiring actor. So the character of Nick kind of aligned with me anyway. You know, I was 22. I was left Sydney. I was moved to Auckland. So I was I had a young man with big dreams, and I felt like that I could use some of that energy for Nick. And I just took it day by day, really. Every day on set, every time an episode would come out, you work through it. You got John on your right hand side, and you got Richie, and Mel and Angie, and so it was like it really was a really amazing ensemble because everyone up here actually got along amazingly, and it worked.
It's fantastic, and it showed. There was one scene in the finale where you and Leanbow were together after you had turned evil.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the moment?
He had turned evil. Yeah. Yes. Yes, you had turned bad and then turned back to good,
Yes.
which you had seen him.
Yes.
It was just the way you were like, Dad, I'm sorry. Like, he got it. You got it. The emotion and the way you brought it through. You
Yeah, I mean,
that you were really doing.
that
like,
wasn't.
I'm sorry, I get it. I know why you were
wasn't-
evil now as your character. You played it well, Zod.
Man, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I'm sorry, man. Thank you. But my man Chris over here, 20 years ago was playing my father. Now we can play brothers.
You look good. You look the same.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can be my younger brother now. Time has not been well. But yeah, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah. Take a microphone.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know where to. Well, I do know where to start actually. Because I came in late, a little bit late. So all the work that they did to start with, and like in acting and in theatre and stuff like that, one of the things that we really aspired to, obviously, is to do good work. But one of the things is to form a company, a real tight company, and they kind of did. So when I arrived, and when you've got some heavy hitters like Peter Rudder and the big JT down there, but these guys were these guys were all fresh out of school-ish, but they had some chops. And so when you arrive and the shoe's already worn in, it kind of makes things easy. And so I can find my feet really easy. And like I said, Peter's she was a heavy hitter. So when you come in and you come in relatively cold, she always comes in hot, and she's always there. So you just warm up really fast. And everybody on the set was the same. So when it came to doing anything, a lot of those scenes were pretty emotional. And there were times when he was acting his age. 22. But he had good reason, like Dad left, where was he? And then he was this bad guy, wanted do all that stuff. So, it was one of those things. It was like it felt easy, even though it was work. There were long days. There was stuff you had to do. You had sweaty costumes, all that sort of stuff. It may look and seem glamorous, but it's gritty work, and you're rinsed at the end of the day. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're talking about gritty work and hard work, and this is, I want to throw it down to the girls, but it's to everybody, but the girls specifically, I feel like Melanie, this may have been a thing, during The Dark Witch. One of the greatest,
favorite? Do we like that?
One of the greatest stories.
I think talking to a lot of people, that was their favorite.
But your team had to run up that hill of sand like 30 times to rehearse, right? And so, and in different shoes multiple times and so on.
It was physically, it was really hard.
Yeah.
But kind of fun, because we've been walking in the woods a lot, and we're kind of sick of the woods. So like, sand, sure, that looks great. Remember the quarry? Quarry was hard. Yeah, we were glad to be rid of the quarry. But the sound was cool, and I think Dark Wish felt good because it was like a 3-part, it was like a dark, epic storyline. It was fun, wasn't it? What do you remember?
No, I think the fight scenes at Bethel's, the sand dunes, they were the best. They were so much fun to shoot. Yeah, and then it started to rain and it got real edgy.
So the rain was all real? I mean, obviously you can't control the weather, but that just made it that much more cool.
Yeah, it was fun. And that was an opportunity for us. We crafted our own fight scenes with our our stunt doubles and stuff. So that was pretty much all of us. We did, I don't think there were many pickups.
I think they used a lot of what we could do.
Yeah. So they choreographed it with us, which was great.
Very, very cool. John, while you're down here, I know you're finishing the message there, but you can probably multitask with what I was going to say here. But you had the unique position of this not being the first foray into your Power Ranger career. Hadn't just been a Ranger the previous year on SPD. I want to, yeah, go ahead. That's it. But the question really is, you've been around the block now. You've seen a whole team of these youngsters do this thing. And now it's happening again. And now you're the mentor a second time, but you've literally done that already. So how do you feel coming into this cast?
Well, I think
not comparing the people in the two casts, just coming into the new generation.
Oh, this is my favorite cast.
Okay, if you're welcome to say that, that's fine. I hear you. They're wonderful people. I completely agree.
Yeah, no, I've worked on. I've got to see probably 4 sets of Rangers go through, and they all have similar traits. Red Ranger is overcoming some type of insecurity and become the leader that he should be. Blue Ranger is the possible leader, but goes through his own dynamics, and then we have all the other colors. Not to take away from the importance of the other colors, from a standpoint of a mentor, and I have played 2 mentors in 2 different casts, right? Saved the world many times in other movies, but listen, in this one, I felt when I come into this cast, they were already established. They made my job much easier. And I think the first one I had to wear a mechanical suit. I had other dimensions that I had to overcome, and other insecurities I had to overcome. But with this one, I got to really play. And so with my first character, I based Doggy Kruger on General Patton, because I loved the movie and George C. Scott's performance, which was Oscar worthy. I just imitated that, and then he was more of a mentor and a father figure and a warrior and a general. In this one, I based Solaris Knight on Russell Crowe's Maximus from Gladiator. And the thing is, like, I don't copy performances, but like sometimes an actor has these, like, we have so much in our arsenal to choose from. So all I did was imitate certain leaders, and then, because we had the formula, I came in, they were already 4 months in filming, they were bonded, I had to come in and all of a sudden they've got to take orders from a stranger. So I had to come in, and then I bonded with each and every one of them, especially this young man next to me. From that point on, it's important to build a friendship with your other actors. I don't care how cool you think you are, how rich you are. I think if you don't have that natural connection with the other actors, then the performance is unbelievable and the camera doesn't lie, right? It's true. And so, me being the mentor in this one, they made the job easier, and I just got to be an older brother and an uncle for this class. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Now, Richie, you, as the Green Ranger, the cool, fun, earthy Ranger there, you had the sort of the playing Xander going on.
Oh my
It was always fun. Yeah, everybody remembers playing Xander, right? Yeah. That was fun. Now, but if you wouldn't mind, it doesn't have to be a specific story, but you spent a lot of time on that record store set. And you were with Barney Duncan, who's probably a sailor in the language department. But, what was it, not what was it like specifically, but do you have a specific memory that you think back to on that set?
I feel like one of our first days shooting was on that set. The earthquake scene, yeah, one of the first scenes was one of the first things we ever shot. That was cool. I remember being really nervous about trying to make the right choices and worrying about overacting and underacting and then I remember we all got called into the producer's office like a week later, and he said, "You guys have not cut the mustard." Do you remember? We had to reshoot it.
Oh no!
Really? We had to reshoot.
Oh, no.
Hey.
I think they just reshot your stuff.
He said we were underacting and we weren't putting enough energy into it. And we
Is
had
that
to do
wrong?
some scenes again. Does no one remember that?
I don't.
He said you were underacting. He said you were underacting, or you were underacting?
No, I remember. I still remember this. Is no one going to back me up?
I think
Mustard anyway.
no, but do you know what? Okay, what I think is an interesting perhaps take on that is that because this cast was all Australian or New Zealanders, and I think as a culture we're very relaxed, right? So I think we had to ramp up our Americanness, give it some more oomph, because I think naturally we're a bit, I don't know.
And use fake accents for the most part too. I forgot you had to use accents that weren't natural.
Sure.
Except for English,
Yeah. Mine wasn't good enough, so. But I also rewatched it recently, last year, and Barney Duncan was amazing.
So
I was
the
watching
Kramer
it just
vibes.
going,
Wasn't he
wow.
like Kramer? He was so good.
Yeah, so he blew me out of the water again. I hope I didn't get the shows mixed up with being told to redo it. Was it
You get told that a lot.
yeah, probably.
I think it did happen. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you put it up at the last con, and that's what I'm remembering it from.
Yeah, I think we did have to reshoot.
We got better.
I'm going to say I don't think it was just an us thing though. I think it was.
Was it just us?
No, it wasn't just a. No, I mean, I'm going to throw myself under the bus here. No. But it was about the actual. It was that scene in Rockporium. So the whole. It was not just us. It was the whole scene. So it was how it was directed.
Oh, I see.
And there wasn't enough earthquake. Like there wasn't enough mass destruction happening. So. We're like, whoa, well, we'd be like with an earth tremor, but this had to be like really intense. Yeah.
And I remember Barney coming in and doing the whole ripping off the thing and all that, and we did that twice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you approved, and then they took the second one, and the rest was it was
and
it
the
was
rest is
one
apparently
it
fine.
was 1 day of work 20 years ago.
Yes.
It's to be fair, I don't remember what I did 3 days ago. It's understandable. We're almost ready for some audience questions, but Nick, I've got one down here first. The friendships that you and Vida had on the show, you and Angie, especially the vampire episode. That was a really fun dynamic and fun friendship, and I'd like you to touch on that to whatever you feel like touching on that in a moment, but also, how much or different are you from your character, Chip?
Oh, I'm a very sort of thoughtful, smart, generous person.
Yes, and laughter.
I don't know. I think I had a lot. I think it was quite easy to be Chip. I was very into like fantasy and I lived a lot of my childhood in my own head. So the idea of being this kind of quite excitable, nerdy character was quite easy. Although I did my natural state is quite like chill as hell, man. Yeah. And it was definitely like I had to ramp that up and be, and find the character of Chip. So I guess, but he's a lot like me in some ways. I think apparently the producers like as soon as they saw me, they're like, yeah, this guy is Chip. They didn't even have to really watch my audition. They was like, this little guy, yeah, he's Chip. Yeah.
That's perfect. And I will say, of all the seasons, obviously Power Rangers has different nostalgia levels for who sees what season you win. But objectively pulling that out, I think the rewatchability factor for your show is one of the better ones from beginning to end. To see character arcs in development and growth and just epicness. Different things. Questions are answered, stuff happens in your show that, not that other seasons are less dimensional, but they are. In that situation. So thanks for being a part of all.
Oh, no worries. And also to say that episode with me and Angie, that was my favorite one to do because because it had like a nice dramatic arc to it, and we were already like really good friends. I mean, we started living together. I think it was after that, towards. I basically ran out of money because I lived in the hotel for about 6 months or something. I think they expected us to move into cheaper places, but I had never lived anywhere that wasn't my own family house. So I was like, can I live in the hotel? And they were like, yeah, if you want. And so I was just paying a hotel. Just spending all my money on this hotel. So then we flatted together. It was great. Yeah, but it was awesome.
A lot of people are under the misconception that Power Rangers make a lot of money.
It was I was 18. It was like I was a millionaire. I felt like I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to do anything. Never lived out of my house, so I went to the supermarket and I bought $200 worth of food, and I didn't know how to cook any of it. I made spaghetti and I put eggs in it, and it was disgusting.
You learned what not to do, though, if you ever try it again. That's awesome. All right, friends, I think it's finally time to open it up to an eager audience full of questions. I'm going to start right there. show. Yes, you. Yep.
All right. So for the Rangers, what were your reaction to finding out you're going to be wearing capes?
Oh, what were your reactions to wearing the capes? Oh, that's a
yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm not like for me. It wasn't like as much as Chip liked capes. My feelings was slightly more ambivalent about capes. But they were cool to swish around.
Yeah. Not too shabby. Way over there. Yeah, waving in the glove.
Udonna has always been my favorite Power Ranger of any season ever. What is y'all's favorite PETA stories?
Oh yeah, PETA is such a great one. Anybody who has one, great. Stop there.
Yeah, so Claire and Udonna obviously had a lot of scenes together, and I knew PETA before we started Power Rangers, and what you guys might not know about PETA is she's a legend in New Zealand, and mainly for her incredible contribution to theatre. So she had a theatre company, and they would create and make new pieces of theatre, and they were very celebrated in New Zealand, and she's a real creative genius, so talented. So I knew her kind of from around the traps in Auckland, and then when I found out that she was in the show and I would be doing so many of my scenes with her, I was so delighted because I just looked up to her so much. And I think, the memories, it's not one really specific, but we spent so much time with each other, and when you're making, any TV show, but including this one, there's a lot of waiting around. And so we would just, because often the scenes were just me and her, but even when it was everyone, but I just remember me and her sitting in the camper for hours on end and just having a really lovely time. Her actual personality is kind of actually similar to Udonna, she's not quite as serious, because Udonna's quite a serious, earnest character, and PETA definitely has a lighter energy to her and was really funny, but she's equally as warm, equally as kind, and equally as intelligent. So I just remember kind of just basking in her glow in the camper and feeling so lucky that I got to spend so much time hanging out with her. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a widespread question for all of you. Which he stole my question, unfortunately, but I do got an alternative. I got an alternative one. Which episode of Mystic Force out of the 32 that impacts you the most? Y'all want ladies first? Old heads first?
Old heads. We're the old heads.
For me, it was when Claire became the Gatekeeper.
I think it was definitely the vampire stranger within part 1 and part 2.
Do you remember the one where I got turned into stone? But it's funny, and it's a cool episode, but I spent half the episode not doing anything because I was stretching. So I think I like it because I had a lot of time off.
There was one where we went to a giant realm, and and just that one they put us in leather. Yeah, and they bronzed us up. They bronzed me up in a way that I would never tan like that. I was so orange. But I just remember having a really fun. That was a really funny episode. I had a good time on that one.
Yeah, when I thought was keep going.
Mr. B?
Mr. what? Mr. B.
I can't pronounce
I'll say likewise to that episode, that was great. And but for Xander, maybe petrified Xander.
Oh yeah.
He gave you a hard time, Mr.
Yeah, I liked. There was a. I think it was episode 1 or 2 where we drowned in the swamp. The mud. That was fun to shoot. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Dark Wish was good too. Yeah. That was fun.
Mr. Graham?
Chris?
Well, it's a toss-up because sometimes you like the love and sometimes you love the rough stuff. So, Heir Apparent was great. Yeah. There was, and I can't remember the episode's name, but there was a flashback when O'Donnell and I were, when he was a baby, and I had to hand the baby over to Daggeron, and we got blown up.
When you found out he was your daddy, he was like, who's this guy?
Yeah, it was knowing that Leanbow was still alive. They gave Daggeron more impetus to work because he was the friend that lost the baby. You know what I mean?
That's pretty serious when you think about it.
Yeah. That's the daddy right there, man.
I love it.
I see y'all, hold on, I see y'all had an open seat here. I know. Yeah. I see Donna right there. She's with us. That's why that seat's open.
I'd like to think she would like this too. I'd like she'd have a lot of fun to see that the show is still.
Yeah, sure. You're a legend, mate. You're an absolute legend. We love you.
Right down the Marble of Madrid.
It's clear by the diversity in the room between generations and everything that Power Rangers has been there for a lot of people. What gets you through your points, your moments, your anxiety, and your overwhelmings? Is it music? What's your favorite song? Do you do breathing? What gets you through?
There you go. We're turning this into a really good question. That's deep. Yeah.
Well, I've recently started like gardening quite a lot. So I've got this thing called an allotment, which is like a bit of in London. Nobody has a garden, so they just like give you a bit of a garden somewhere, and yeah, it's something like really peaceful about just like tilling the earth. And I think we've grown one radish so far, but man, it tasted good.
In the blue back there.
So my name is Tucker. Some of you might know me as Mintberry. I'm a YouTuber. Hi, Angie. Angie and I did a panel last year, and I wanted to ask you two this, and Melanie, I didn't get to ask you this. But I was wondering, what was it like playing sisters on the show? What was the dynamic like? And yeah, it was really great to watch you two.
I'm so glad that that's a lot of the feedback that I've got from many people, that they wanted more of the sisters. No, we have, Angie and I had so much in common when we met. Both our dads are Filipino, and our mums are Australian. So we were Fila girls, and just got along well, like so well straight over, like sisters. And I think because all of us had to travel to New Zealand for the job, and we were all away from home, we really kind of clung to each other. And they were always my favorite scenes to shoot, was, you know, when we were calling each other sis, doing, you know, what was the question?
What was it like, you know, having that dynamic with each other?
What have you got to that?
I think we were always late together. I feel like personality that's happening again on repeat, just quietly. But we did have a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. We went out dancing and everything. It was great. Probably too much dancing. Yeah.
When you recorded it was what, 2007 was it, or 6? When were you? 5. So thank you everybody. Appreciate it. I was thinking of some other guys. But before smartphones, before all of us buried like this, so the memories, I mean, you would take things differently, film things differently, you have different pictures on social media, but the engagements you had then, where there were probably more moments that like you would never record, but now you wouldn't do those things these days? Yeah. If you could share one that's appropriate, or not, it doesn't matter, and that would be pretty cool, I think. Anybody who wants to.
Remember the ping pong we used to play?
We used to play ping pong, yeah. We had a ping pong table on set, and I used to win all the time. Is that the story?
I'm pretty sure one of our directors, Charlie, remember, he was pretty gung-ho. He was the sweetest director ever, so lovely. And then he got real aggressive with the table tennis. Yeah.
That's a pretty good story, I think. That's good enough. It's pretty wholesome, which is nice.
But yes, you are right. It was before the smartphones. It was before the iPhones. So Yeah, we were connecting. There was no filming and taking photos of everyone that sneezes and does something
And
funny.
even like on set, like nowadays,
Yeah.
if you're on set, every actor, even crew members, everyone's just on their phones.
Yeah, it's
and
awful.
not, or you go back to, whereas we were just like kicking around
Talking.
and like talking to each other.
Climbing trees,
Yeah.
talking. Yeah, I miss those days actually. I miss the pre-iPhone days.
One thing that's funny about that for me is, pre-iPhone, I took so many photos with my camera and I developed them all, in the early 2000s. So I have like a whole photo album of all of us. I should have bought it. That would have been the time. But I don't have a document. It's like a documentary in photo form that I have not had since. Basically, as soon as we had iPhones and could take photos so easily, who prints these photos anymore? I still don't have. I have a 5-year-old and 3-year-old. There are no evidence of my 3-year-old in my house. I haven't printed the photos. But this was the time that there are so many, probably too many in some situations. But yeah, it was great.
No, I'm good. I'm just ready for the next one.
Green shirt there, just do it.
Alright, I am TikTok, Power Rangers on TikTok, and my question is, was there ever a discussion of doing a team up with the prior season SPD, where John would probably be playing 2 characters at once? It never came on.
Not that I know of, but it would have been good. There used to be the tradition, the seasons before, where the old, the current Rangers set would welcome in the newcomers and the old, that used to be really good because it linked the world together. But I think when you look at SPD, the fad then was technology and space. A lot of the American shows were set to speak about Star Galactica. So it was really famous at the time. And then when the next season happened, went from technology, machinery to magic and the woods. And I thought that it would have been pretty trippy to try and link the two together because it kind of felt like there was a time barrier between them. But I felt that alone those seasons they stand alone. It would have been hard to mesh them. Because I get lost with the Power Rangers, like Dino Thunder.
They're just so thematically different.
So, and I think Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings were hotcakes in
Yeah.
the early 2000s, so the theme came through really fast. And
We're gonna go you and then Rizwan right behind you.
I have technically 2 parts. A, I have Jolly Ranchers if you want some. And B, I know a couple of you played like different characters throughout like Power Rangers. So what was your favorite character to play outside of Mystic Force? And if you didn't play a different character, which character would you have liked to play either in Mystic Force or in a different season?
Claire was my favorite character to play of the ones that I have played. But if I'm not allowed to say Claire, so I will say Krista because with Nova, fun fact, I was never actually on set. I was not underneath the suit, and I just recorded my role in ADR. So I just went into a booth and recorded, because I think she takes her helmet off for a second, right, and it's not me?
It's not you.
I don't know who that is.
She was a member of the crew.
She was a member of the crew. Okay, she was a member of the crew. So so my Nova experience was just in a booth, which was really fun. But no, Krista was great because it was obviously my first time, but also James Napier and Tom Hearn, I had just worked with them on another TV show for 5 years previously, so we were really great friends, and so it was great to, reconnect with him.
It's different from Rangers because they have one solid role, and then you have your Power Ranger morph, and then you have your characters. If Barney or Kelson was here, they could talk about all the different characters.
Good God.
And he played so many characters. But it's an actor's dream to be able to play so many different roles. For me, I would have loved to play Sergeant Silverback a bit more. Because I got to really, lean into my southern accent. I loved Full Metal Jacket, so I imitated the character of Leone's performance in Full Metal Jacket as drill instructor. But yeah, Sergeant Silverback would have been Because there's nothing better than drilling these guys, right? And making them overcome this thing together. But Ian,
good question. Rizwan.
Okay, so one comment and I'll ask a question. So, Antonia, it sounds like we have to do another reunion to bring the photo book down. So,
Right? Okay, the next time, can
At
you
the
guys
40th reunion.
can
we'll
you
do that.
remind me? Someone message me on social media and say bring the photo album, okay?
Yeah.
And then I will.
As soon as you're announced.
Okay,
And then-
everyone message me and then I will. Yes.
The gentleman in the cane, with the cane back there.
I had a question to go with it.
Oh, Rizwan has a
Sorry.
question too. After Rizwan, we'll go
Yeah.
to Xander back there.
So, question for Nick. I was curious about your Yellow Ranger comedy that you had posted about a year ago. I couldn't really see much information about what it was, or, you know, I'm just curious about more information about it.
Oh sure, yeah. I actually just so I did a show called Yellow Power Ranger. I did it at the Edinburgh Comedy Festival last year, and I actually just did a run of it in London. And it's basically a comedy show where I play myself at a comic convention, trying to get a reunion of the cast together, but nobody else has showed up. And
based on a true story.
And it just so happened that while I was doing the show in Edinburgh, the rest of the cast were meeting up in LA for this reunion, which was a really funny way to end the show by being like, while I'm doing this, the rest of the cast are actually getting together. But I sort of played a fictitious version of myself, and it's just a very silly show. But I played some clips from the show, yeah, it was just a bit of fun.
Okay. Thank
US tour.
Yeah.
US tour, yeah.
All right, everybody, I think we've got time for 2 more questions, and then we're going to have Javier have a final word if you want one. I didn't ask you this before, but I want you to have one, and then anyone else has a final thought, and then if we can take a group picture of everybody in front of the thing there and do the magical source, all the stuff. All the fun, we're going to do all of it, but there's time for 2 more questions. The gentleman in the hats had his hand up most of this show, or whatever this is. Yeah.
Any Power Rangers team from Mighty Morphin to Classic Crew to a team up with, which one would you choose?
Ooh. Christopher K. Lee in the Space Rangers would be a fun one, right, Chris?
That's the obvious choice.
I had quite a few friends who were in RPM, so yeah, I guess that one.
I reckon I'd go Operation Overdrive for the same reason.
I think I met some of my really good friends and they were in that one as well.
I would go Mighty Morphin. The OG, back to where it all started, for sure.
That's a good choice.
I was pretty happy with Once a Ranger. That was a...
Oh yeah, I mean, you got a stamping of all of the fun seasons.
Yeah,
there.
a bit of everything.
And Emma was there. That's cool. Yeah. Fair?
It's tricky. Think about this. I think I would like to mix and match with. What was your one? Once a Ranger? Yeah, I like Once a Ranger. Yeah, I love that one. Oh, no, serious.
You're not in that.
Once a Ranger was good.
Don't get him.
What was the question again?
What season was you
Who would it be?
Any season in mix?
Yeah,
Let's put the ones in the space for SPD and Mr. Force.
All right, this will be our very last question for this panel, but you'll see these guys all weekend, or at least through today and tomorrow, which is the last of the weekend. Right over there with your hand up in the second row. That's you. Yep.
I have a question for John.
John.
My name's Ryan. I'm here from Nashville.
Oh, welcome.
John, so you played a role as like mentor to the Rangers, and it's such an important role. But I'm curious, who is somebody who's a mentor to you in real life and why?
Who's a real life mentor for you, John?
Here come the tears.
My father.
I know it feels good. Please give it up for the cast of Mystic Force. Please for me, reshoots coming on next, but please, Javier, it's over.
Ready?
Oh, I thought you should.
So I do want to thank you all for taking the time to come to this panel. I appreciate you all attending the con. I know a lot of people have traveled from different countries to come here, far away, just to see this amazing, loving cast that have basically become my family. So the con family is amazing. It's always growing. I'm always making new friends and people from around the world, but doing that with the cast is even more special because you guys mean the world to me.
The cast of Power Rangers Mystic Force! If you wouldn't mind, my friends, we'll